You're tuned in to RUSHBIKESdotCOM. Now, a few weeks ago, we did the teardown on the Advanblack Blue Angel bike. This episode, we're gonna be working on paint and graphics. But before we get into that, let's pass it off to Tony to get prepped.
What I'm gonna start doing now is scuffing it up with some 120. We wanna make sure that the surface is nice and scratched up so the primer has something to grab onto. With custom paint jobs, it's very unprofessional to see all the overspray and paint marks that was left behind. Here at Rush, you always take that extra mile to paper everything that needs to be papered up and make it a clean job. Primer's finally shot. All we have to do is wait for it to cure, and then we're gonna go ahead and sand it and get it ready for some sealer.
Now that Tony has completed the prep, let's move on to paint and graphics. Finding the right pigment for a job isn't always easy. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I'm a big fan of using House of Colors. If I'm painting Harley Davidson for collision or repair, I always use Harley Davidson paint. Unfortunately, this Legend Blue was not available from Harley Davidson. Luckily, our local paint supplier was able to find a code and mix up this Legend Blue pigment you're about to see. Spraying metallics can definitely be tricky. By using an up, down, left, right, and cross technique, allows the metallics to lay smooth and evenly across the entire panels. Now that I've achieved the perfect base coat, it's time to move into graphics. Now, our customer is retired from the Air Force and he had a couple of requests on his paint jobs. One, doing the Air Force roundel on each side of the saddlebags with flight numbers. He also wanted a Harley Davidson logos on each side of the fuel tank, which we executed just as he requested. Now that the paint job is complete, it's time to move on to the assembly. Stay tuned for episode 3. We're gonna be putting this bike together and getting it back on the road.